Hey everyone, it's JC, the Gospel Centered Health Coach. Today we're talking about faith, food, and weight loss, which I know are things that don't always go together in everyone's mind. But we're here today to connect the dots. The verse I'm going off of today is 2 Corinthians 5:17. And it's the idea that we can truly become new creatures in Christ. That old things, once we're in Him, all things are passed away and all things become new. And that can even happen in our battle with food. The reason I'm shooting this, what triggered me is I was on Pinterest the other day and I was looking at a bunch of before and afters. I mean, they're everywhere, right? You see them on social media, you see them on infomercials and on Oprah, and the person bursts out and shows themselves now in the little black dress and the transformation, we're all like jaw dropping. Oh my gosh, they look so good. For me, it always triggered me. Shame in me because I didn't look like that after picture. But isn't that something that our culture uses to hook us? Those before and afters are so dramatic. And yet, here's my question. Has that person really been healed? Some pounds are off, yes. But I met a friend once who talked to me about this, and she had lost the same 100 pounds, 100 pounds 3 times. 3 times, back and forth, back and forth. Her before and after kept changing. It wasn't fixed, it wasn't healed. And I think sometimes we look at the picture, at the image, and we are just wanting that so bad, but we don't really know if that person has experienced a true healing of the issues that got him in that situation in the first place. That is why I feel so strongly about turning this over to the Lord, letting Him transform us from the inside out. Yes, our health will begin to dramatically change. The numbers on the scale will change. The numbers at the doctor will change. We'll feel better. Yes, physically we'll experience and become a new creature. But I think the most important part about it is that our heart and our mind, our beliefs around all of this are what's going to shift and cause that healing to remain, to stay, to stick. It's not supposed to be this try, fail, not for those in Christ. And so approaching this whole battle in a faith-based way should change everything. It's the ultimate before and after, right? Let me give you a few examples of what I've experienced in my own life and I've seen in others as they have surrendered this part of their life to the Lord and asked for His help with their food battles. The first one was the inner question I always had, why should I do this? It's not like I was asking myself, but my belief was the old me, well, because I want to be skinny. I want to be thin, like the world tells us. To be beautiful as a woman and valued and attractive, you need to be a size 2. I was chasing that dream, and that was always my motivation. And so it just tried and failed because I wasn't shooting for the right goal. I didn't have the right frame of mind. And as I surrendered all of that to the Lord, suddenly the why became very different. He began to say to me, number one, JC, you're trying to use food as a comfort, as an escape, to do things for you that food just can't do. It's food. It's a little blissful taste for a second, and then it evaporates, and you're still in that empty place. You're still in that emotional, stressful, bored, whatever state, and it didn't fix it. You need to come to me. That is why you should shift the way you eat. To stop using that as your deliverer. Another one was the idea of I really wasn't honoring my temple that He had given me. It's like someone put in a new car in your driveway, and then you go out, and instead of filling up with gas, you fill it up with water or Coke or I don't know, right? You don't take care of it. And then you're wondering why it's not working very good. No, I wasn't honoring that temple. I wasn't showing gratitude for the gift that He'd given me. My why began to change dramatically in a way that stayed and motivated me in a whole new way. Another one was if I can do it. When it came to taking care of my health and making changes in my eating, the if was a really big one for me because I had failed so many times, that I began to come to a place where I'm like, I just don't think I have the willpower to maintain any type of health. I just keep failing, and I keep regaining whatever ground I keep regaining weight, and I keep crashing and burning. And suddenly 2 Corinthians 12 came to my mind, where Christ could say in my ear, whisper in my ear and say, you know what, I know you're weak, but my strength is made perfect in weakness. It's a perfect scenario to experience my enabling power, my transforming power. So that weakness is a gift. It brings you to me, and now you can let me work my magic. Yes, you can do it through me. And then my hopelessness and my insecurity evaporated, because I knew in whom I trusted, and my motivation became entirely different. Another one that in my before and after that really was dramatic for me was, how do I do this? Like, which voice do I even listen to? Is it the keto or paleo or gluten-free, or is it what diet? It's so overwhelming to know everybody's saying something different. Every doctor, every expert, every author is screaming something different about, no, this is how you should eat. This is healthy. This is not. This will kill you. Surrendering that to the Lord took away all the confusion. He began to show me that the how, and I talk about this in many of my other videos. I'll show the links below. Lots of my online classes, my podcast, I talk about how to approach it in a faith-based way. And then all of that stress over food just calmed right down, and I was shown in my mind what would work for my body in a way that was just effortless. I could maintain it without feeling like I had to hold this tight grip of control over food. It was the most beautiful thing. It was the most beautiful after. And see, no one's going to look at me walking around, and you can't see a before and after of those kind of pictures. But my heart was different. The before and after was dramatic. You just couldn't see it because I wasn't in a little black dress. The last one was, what exactly do I do? It's not just how do I do it, by abiding in Him, by relying on Him, but even when it comes down to the little details, He was in them. It's like He was just waiting for me to surrender this. Like He was just grinning at me going, I am so excited because I have a lot to say on your health mess, on your failures, your sugar addiction, your emotional eating. I can help you with this. And I'm so glad you finally asked. That is why faith goes with food and weight loss. That's what connects the dots between those. If you want to learn more, I have so many resources. You can find them all below. But maybe it's time, instead of focusing on an outward before and after, and being able to get in those little skinny jeans and take your own before and after and post it on Insta, as good as that is to get to a place where you've lost some weight, gotten healthier, maybe the true focus should finally be our heart and our mind, the ultimate before and after, letting Him shift it in such a way that things stay shifted, stay healed, like the battle is over. I know He can do this. I know He can, if we'll just surrender this part of our lives to Him and let Him heal us. Thanks so much for joining me today.